about 1700, gin became incredibly popular across Britain and was drunk by all members of society. Now, in London, there was at least 7,000 known gin shops, and there was probably many, many more. People made gin in all sorts of places, including in their bathtubs, and selling it for pennies. The gin that people were drinking then isn't quite like the gin that we had now. The proof was at least double what we have, and it probably tasted absolutely vile. You were likely to get sort of burning throat and red eyes, and you were likely to vomit. And part of the reason this wasn't just the strength of the alcohol, but the fact that it was being adulterated with other things. Often you would find turpentine or sulfuric acid mixed in with your gin. For some people, the effects of gin could last much longer than one hangover. People might end up blind, they would often end up being the victim of crimes or committing crimes which would have long-term consequences for their life. The addictiveness of gin could lead people to doing awful things. A young lady called Judith IV in the 1730s took her 2-year-old daughter out of the workhouse and strangled her in order to sell her clothes to buy gin. It was Judith IV's case that made the government realise they had to do something about the gin craze. They slowly began to introduce legislation which restricted the sales of gin. This culminated in the 1751 Gin Act, which made it illegal for unlicensed traders to sell gin, and consequently people had to go to the pub.